Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has hit back at Israel after its Minister of National Security accused GSF activists and volunteers of being terrorists. Meanwhile, another protest against Israel took place outside the U.S. Embassy in Kuala Lumpur today, with demonstrators urging the government to withdraw its invitation to Donald Trump for the upcoming ASEAN summit. Stay tuned for this and more on KiniNews. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim slammed Israel's labeling of Global Sumud Flotilla activists as terrorists. When asked for comments on the matter today, Anwar pointed out that GSF's voyage to Gaza was a humanitarian mission aimed at helping the Palestinian people oppressed by the Zionist regime. He added that they had no weapons and only brought food, drinks and medicine.
Itu memang kalau suaranya daripada siapa? Daripada teroris Israel. Jadi teroris besar, dia menggelar. Mereka ni tak bawa senjata. Tak bunuh orang. Dia bawa makanan, minuman dan perubatan. Ya, bagaimana boleh panggil teroris? Ini satu kenyataan yang biadab.
Earlier today, a video of Israel's Minister of National Security, Itamar Ben-Gvir, visiting the Israeli port where the activists and volunteers had been detained had gone viral on social media. In the video, the minister is seen speaking to individuals detained by the regime and can be heard referring to them as terrorists. Meanwhile, heavy rain in the capital this afternoon did not deter the public from joining an anti-Israel rally organized by the Malaysian Consultative Council of Islamic Organizations. The protest began after Friday prayers outside the Tabung Haji building, where several speakers addressed the crowd. Protesters then marched to the U.S. Embassy while chanting "Free Palestine" and "Hancur Israel." They also called on the government to withdraw its invitation to U.S. President Donald Trump to attend the ASEAN summit in Kuala Lumpur. The rally attracted a wide range of civil society leaders and politicians from across the political spectrum. This included PKR's Central Leadership Council member Mazli Malik, PKR Youth Chief Kamil Munim, past Youth Deputy Chief Hafiz Sabri, Pejuang President Mukriz Mahathir, Padang MP Awang Hashim, as well as representatives from Amanah and DAP. Mapim President Muhammad Azmi Abdul Hamid initially attempted to deliver a protest memorandum to the U.S. Embassy. However, as in previous demonstration, it was placed in the embassy's post box after no representative came forward to receive it. Kamil later told the crowd that the embassy had contacted him and agreed to accept the memorandum, after which he entered the building together with Mazli and Hafiz. Earlier today, Perikatan National Secretary General Azmin Ali has called on the government to withdraw its invitation for Trump to attend the ASEAN summit. In a statement, he said it is unacceptable to roll out the red carpet for Trump and taxpayers' money should not be spent to host those who enable oppression. The statement came after Israel detained activists and volunteers from the Global Sumud Flotilla, which included Malaysian citizens. Azmin said the outrageous act is a clear breach of international law, a direct affront to Malaysia's sovereignty and an insult to universal humanitarian values. He added that Malaysia cannot remain silent or passive when its citizens are unjustly detained, as to do so would be a disservice to our people and a stain on our nation's honor. He also demanded that the government take measures to secure the immediate release of the Malaysian activists and urged them to treat the issue as one concerning the country's dignity. He added that Malaysia, as the ASEAN chair, must lead a united regional voice in condemning Israel for its actions. He said if the government fails to act, Malaysia will be complicit in silence and betrayal of its own people and principles. Home Minister Saifuddin Nasution Ismail has defended the police's action during an anti-Israel rally yesterday. The rally in the morning had resulted in a commotion and an injury to an officer. In a statement, he expressed his solidarity with Malaysians in calling for the immediate release of the activists and volunteers involved in the Global Sumud Flotilla humanitarian mission to Gaza. However, he said he condemns the actions of certain irresponsible parties who had attempted to obstruct the police from carrying out their duties during the rally. He said the police were there to maintain public order, yet some quarters went overboard until an officer got injured. Saifuddin reiterated that the right to assemble peacefully must be exercised in compliance with the law without compromising public safety or obstructing civil servants from performing their official duties. He stressed that no party can use the pretext of assembly to provoke disorder or create threats to national security. Saifuddin also urged the public to respect the law and cooperate with authorities. The rally outside the U.S. Embassy in Kuala Lumpur yesterday afternoon saw the arrests of 2 individuals for allegedly obstructing the police. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Fadil Marsus said one of his personnel suffered injuries during the scuffle after supposedly being assaulted by a protester. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. Businessperson Albert Tay has initiated legal action against Sabah Chief Minister Haji Noor. Tay demanded that Haji give an explanation for banning him from entering the state. According to Tay's lawyer Mahajot Singh, the business person was previously told by an immigration officer that he has been barred from entering Sabah due to restriction from the Chief Minister's office. Mahajot said that it is clear that the entry restrictions imposed without any court order constitutes an unlawful act, an abuse of power, and a violation of our client's fundamental rights. He added that they have been instructed by their client to obtain a written explanation regarding the incident within 7 days from October 2nd. On September 22nd, Tay was stopped by immigration authorities upon arrival at the Kota Kinabalu International Airport. He had gone to the state to attend his court case related to the Sabah mining scandal. The immigration authorities later allowed him to enter, purportedly for only 2 days, to attend court proceedings. UMNO will request that the 2025 Urban Renewal Bill, scheduled for its second reading in the Dewan Rakyat next week, be referred to a special parliamentary committee. This is according to UMNO's Special Task Force Chief for Improvements to the Urban Renewal Bill, Johari Abdul. Speaking at UMNO's URA convention in Kuala Lumpur today, Johari said this would allow the bill to be further refined, ensure the proposed law is more comprehensive, and takes into account feedback and criticism from various segments of society.
Pagi ini kita telah kumpulkan macam-macam pandangan yang datang dalam internet melalui QR code kita, dan juga speaker yang ada di depan kita ini juga akan berkongsi pengalaman mereka. Kemudian selepas itu Sekretariat akan mengumpulkan segala yang kita dapat ini menjadi satu resolusi. Dan resolusi ini akan diserahkan kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Presiden UMNO dan juga Timbalan Perdana Menteri untuk disampaikan kepada pihak kerajaan dan juga kepada Perdana Menteri.
If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. 11 more ships are sailing toward the Gaza Strip to challenge a year-long Israeli blockade. According to Anadolu Agency, the Freedom Flotilla coalition said that 2 boats flying Italian and French flags left Otranto, Italy, on September 25th and were joined by the vessel Conscience on September 30th. In a statement, the FFC said the vessels are expected to rendezvous with another 8-boat convoy, 1,000 Medellins to Gaza within hours. The 2 groups will form an 11-ship convoy heading toward Gaza. A boat carrying dozens of international journalists and medical professionals from 25 countries is also a part of the convoy. The new convoy comes a day after Israeli naval forces attacked and seized 42 boats sailing to Gaza to challenge the Israeli blockade and detain more than 450 activists on board. Israel has previously attacked Gaza-bound ships, seized their cargo, and deported activists on board. It has maintained a blockade on Gaza, home to nearly 2.4 million people, for nearly 18 years. Yesterday, an anti-Israel protest in front of the United States Embassy in Kuala Lumpur turned chaotic following tensions between the police and participants. The situation escalated when some of the protesters blocked traffic on Jalan Tun Razak near the embassy. Police confirmed that 2 individuals were detained for allegedly obstructing law enforcement. We asked the public what they thought about the incident. Here are the results. 38% said they support the protest and believe that the police acted too harshly. Meanwhile, 49% said that police response was justified as protests that caused disruption are unacceptable. 11% believe that there are better ways to express their opinion without breaking the law. One respondent claimed that a participant who elbowed a police officer in the head was the cause of the chaos and stressed that protests should be conducted properly. Several others also expressed support for the rally but felt that blocking roads was inappropriate. What are your thoughts on this? Share your views in the comments section below. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.